Hey everyone, so my name is Targeted St. Louis, and I wanted to tell my story because it's an interesting one. And a little bit about me: I'm a 63-year-old woman living alone. I've lived in my house for a little over 20 years, and for the most part have had nothing but good relationships with people, with the exception of one male neighbor that lives behind me that has a habit of abusing and harassing single women alone. He did it to another woman that finally moved away because of his harassment and then set his sights on me. And personally, I think he's the one that nominated me, because you have to be nominated into the targeting program. So he does have, he's one of those guys that thinks he owns the neighborhood. He's like the neighborhood narcissist, and he'll stalk you and blow leaves in your yard, and he's just constantly looking for some source of narcissistic supply and reaction. 65-year-old guy, completely ridiculous. But anyway, he set his sights on me. Never did a thing to him. So, 5 years ago, all of a sudden, neighbors that I got along very well with started to target me by throwing trash on my property. And it went on for several months. And I called the police, and I had to get security cameras. Well, I knew that my cameras had been hacked, but it wasn't a normal type of hacking. It was using some sort of infrared light technology. My old neighbor who started all this is a techie. So he started all this, and I knew something was going on, and I couldn't get anybody to investigate. So I had videos of all the trash being thrown, and I couldn't get the help that I needed. So it just increased, and other neighbors started to gang up on me, and things started to get pretty hairy around here all of a sudden with no explanation. So I have an old acquaintance that works for the city, and he's an alderman, and I talked to him about it. And nothing was ever really done. So it was a shame, because I had proof. But at that point, I knew that what was happening was intentional and that I had been targeted, but I didn't know why. Wasn't sure what was going on. But all I knew was that all of a sudden I was being mobbed at work and forced out of a job. They were telling me I was doing a great job. I was the best employee they ever had. And I'm like, then why are you pushing me out? But they were ghosting me, and it was horrible abuse. So if anybody's ever been pushed out of a job, they make your life so miserable that being unemployed is the better option. And that's really what was happening. And it happened at the past 3 jobs. I faced nothing but abuse and discrimination, and it was blatant. And then all of a sudden I started noticing, and I have posted some of these videos. It started with just neighbors standing in front of my cameras with their phones, and you'd see their phones blink and flash. And then it grew, and more people were doing it, and then cars were doing it. And then it was happening out in public. And I'm like, I'm being stalked. I don't know why, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm being stalked through my security cameras, because it was all the same behavior. And then it was very clear to me that people were getting an alert when I was in the area, because a complete stranger, as soon as I would walk past or go into a store, all of a sudden all these people would pull out their phones. I'm like, it was almost like synchronized. Then I noticed people following me, and like I said, I've got hundreds of videos of the stalking of my cameras. It's just been a hot mess. So fast forward, because this started in 2019. Although I do believe that there were red flags prior to that. I just didn't have that kind of mindset at the time. But looking back, I do think there were some things. And excuse my voice because of all the allergies and crap they're dumping in my home and in the air. This is not my normal voice. I don't normally sound like a frog. Well, anyway, a year ago, I started noticing damage to my property, completely unexplained damage to my property. And my property is pristine. I was actually getting ready to put it on the market to get the heck out of here. And all of a sudden I had 2 broken basement windows, and both my front tree and my back tree, pardon me, big, beautiful, healthy trees, all of a sudden were dying. And my bushes were dying. I'm like, what is going on? So I did post a lot of videos about this advanced technology that's being used to destroy my property. And I have hundreds, and I can't really post them all, but I'm just getting started. So that's really my story. Is like all targeted individuals, I'm trying to get help. Everything I have is hacked. The newest little game that they're playing with me, because this is all about screwing with your head. It's a trauma-based program. They want to traumatize you. They want to shut you down. They want to push me out of my home and my neighborhood. And my main abuser is the guy that's behind me. And I have several videos of the advanced technology being used that I can not only see, but my cameras will show as well, that's being used to destroy my property. And as usual, I can't get help. You know, I've called every person in place, an agency, an organization in place to help. And nobody will help. But it's kind of hard when everything you have is monitored and controlled, because I'm pretty sure everything I have is hijacked. So I don't even know if I do get a response, if it's actually the person that I sent the email to. Sometimes my phone calls don't go through. So it's been quite challenging. And right now I'm also being hit with microwave radiation. And I've got burns all over my body. And they're definitely trying to make me sick. And I won't let them, because I'm a very strong, healthy, athletic woman. And they're doing everything they can. You know, I am suffering some hair loss. And so I'm taking supplements, and I continue to exercise. I refuse to isolate myself, which is what they want to do. They are not scaring me, because I'm well aware of what's going on. So I highly encourage all of you to leave me a comment in the comment section and kind of tell me how you're getting through what's being done to you and what you're being subjected to, because what I seem to be doing is helping. It's working, because I can't get medical help. I mean, when I went and got blood work, and I know my doctor's involved in this, they tried to collapse my veins. And they're going for my veins based on where the burns are. And all of a sudden, wherever my body is burned, all of a sudden I've got all this arthritis and all this pain. It's real obvious what's going on. So please leave me a comment and let me know, share your story. Let me know what you're going through, what you're doing to protect yourself, to help yourself. And I would like to just advise that it's harder to tear down a solid foundation. So if you don't have healthy eating habits and you don't exercise, you might be more vulnerable if you are experiencing any kind of radiation, microwave attacks, EMF, anything like that. So I would highly recommend, and I know it's hard because some of you are being hit harder than others, but try to build up your strength. Try to eat as healthy as you can. Try to get sleep. And I know that they do it to me too, the sleep deprivation and all of that. Eat healthy, cook your own foods. Take extra vitamin C, magnesium, calcium, spirulina, which is a wonderful antioxidant, but it also is for getting rid of metals and heavy metals and things like that. It's a great way to detox. So I do spirulina, I do lion's mane, and I do zeolite. So if any of you want to, investigate what any of that is for, it certainly helps me, but certainly do your research, because we're all different. Our bodies are different, but we're in warrior mode, folks. When you're being attacked, you need to arm yourself. And the only way to do it, since you can't hide from it, is just be as strong physically and emotionally as you can. Understand the intention behind the action, which is to screw with you, break you down, stress you out, call you crazy. Be careful what you say to people. Because even though we're being subjected to complete insanity, That doesn't mean we're insane, but we have to understand it sounds crazy to people that aren't going through this. So I do share my story, but I do it with videos. And I don't talk about being stalked. I talk about things that are a little bit more rational because it's hard. I only talk about things I can prove. So thanks for listening, and hopefully I will look forward to hearing from you all. Enjoy your day and stay safe.